developments tonight as Green Bay police say they arrested a man who was reaching under a bathroom stall door with a 13-year-old girl inside that stall. NBC 26's Regina Ahn has the story.
Court paperwork says it happened yesterday afternoon at the Shopko on the 2400 block of East Mason Street. Police say 60-year-old Richard Schwantes is a suspect. Court records say he told police it was a mistake and he went into the wrong bathroom. It also states a Shopko employee was in the bathroom too and confronted the suspect, telling him to get out.
You know, when a situation like this occurs, it's very concerning and it causes a lot of fear in the community. And we want parents to always make sure that where their children are, be with them, make sure that they're always in a safe area so that in the event that they do need help immediately, you can go to their help and render aid.
Court paperwork says the store manager did keep an eye on the man until police got there. A Shopko rep says they're working with authorities. Schwantes is charged with a felony count of false imprisonment and misdemeanor disorderly conduct. In the newsroom, Regina Ahn, NBC 26.
The suspect in a Wapaka house explosion case will spend the next 8 years in prison. Authorities say 2 men were seriously burned after Jonathan Reher damaged a furnace in a home, creating a gas leak which caused that explosion. President Trump says a week from Monday is when he'll announce his Supreme Court nominee to replace retiring Justice Anthony Kennedy. The president saying this afternoon he's narrowed his list of candidates to about 5 people, including 2 women. He might meet with 2 of those candidates over the weekend. The president says he does not plan to ask for their position on Roe v. Wade, saying the abortion law would be inappropriate to discuss. New information tonight. Investigators say they found evidence of how a Maryland man went on a deadly shooting rampage at the Capital Gazette in Annapolis yesterday. Karen Kafa has more on what authorities say they found at the suspect's apartment not too far from that newsroom.
I'll say this. The fellow was there to kill as many people as he could kill.
Jared Warren Ramos was in court Friday morning charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder for the attack on the Capital Gazette newspaper. Ramos is suspected of shooting his way into the Maryland newsroom armed with a long gun and smoke grenades. 38-year-old Ramos had a history with the paper. He filed a defamation suit against the Gazette in 2012 for an article that covered stalking charges Ramos faced at the time. The paper's former editor said he isn't surprised by Ramos's actions.
I mean, this guy was a powder keg ready to go off because he just didn't get the satisfaction he was looking for from us.
Police responded to the shooting Thursday in about 60 seconds. Ramos was found hiding under a desk.
He's inside the Gazette office, the main office where all the victims were. We got him.
Authorities are certain Ramos acted alone.
We did find evidence at the residence that is evidence showing the origination of planning, things like that.
In Annapolis, Maryland, I'm Karen Kafa.
And when local journalists at the Shawano Leader heard about the shooting in Maryland, their hearts went out to their news colleagues. NBC 26's Stacey Engebretson has their reaction.
The Shawano Leader operates in a small community, but city editor Lee Pulaski says he knows from the stories he reports that violence can happen anywhere. He says after 5 fellow newspaper workers were gunned down at the Capital Gazette in Maryland, it reminded him of the times upset customers showed up at his office, voicing anger over a story, causing him to fear for his safety. He says the tragedy in Annapolis is heightening his awareness even more of the people around him.
It's just a reminder of how dangerous our jobs can really be. I mean, not just journalist jobs, but jobs in general. With everything that's going on right now, people seem to be getting angrier and angrier, and that's just basically turning people more to violence and stuff.
But despite the dangers, Pulaski doesn't plan to hang up his journalism hat. He says seeking the truth and reporting on the stories that impact his community are too important to walk away from. Reporting in the newsroom, Stacey Engebretson, NBC 26.
We turn the page here, and it's the end of an era for Toys R Us. The toy store giant officially closing their doors across the country today, including right here in Northeast Wisconsin. This after 70 years in business. Toys R Us announced back in March that they were closing after filing for bankruptcy last year. A day after breaking ground on a $10 billion plant in Racine County, Foxconn announcing its plans for Green Bay today. NBC 26's Matt Jarko has more on the company's plans to expand in the Badger State.
There's the building, 301 North Washington Street.
And what a price.
The workers coming in.
Add to that 200 new jobs.
And together, the arrival of Foxconn here in Green Bay.
Really, really encouraging and very, very motivating to see an international label like Foxconn arrive in this community.
Jerry Murphy joined Governor Scott Walker, Foxconn's CEO, and others Friday just outside the building Foxconn will buy. The company will turn the Watermark into a new innovation center.
It's a clear example of the Foxconn bonus coming all the way up to Green Bay and to the New North region.
Walker says the 200 jobs at the project are a great opportunity for younger workers from local colleges. At the center, workers will develop applications for Foxconn's technology.
They survive on innovation. So my expectation is that this will have a regional reach into our institutions around the talent logic.
Murphy says the benefits to Green Bay are beyond 200 workers or a redeveloped building.
The arrival of an international logo against any building in New North, anywhere in New North, ratchets up our brand value within this space.
Foxconn leaders hope to be moving into this building here in Green Bay by the end of the year. In Green Bay, Ben Charco, NBC 26.
And people in Racine County getting a first-hand look at what products Foxconn will be making at their new Mount Pleasant factory. Today is the first of a two-day open house. They'll also be there tomorrow from 10 to 4. Coming up here, Food for Neighbors. We check in with our summer food drive helping our local food pantries.
You're connected to NBC 26 News at 10 with Cassandra Duvall, John Erickson, Chief Meteorologist Cameron Moreland, and Sports Director Charlie Sakaitis. NBC 26 News at 10, keeping you connected.
A note for you if you're getting outside at Indian Point off of Lake Winnebago this weekend. According to a UW Oshkosh biology professor, there's blue-green algae bloom right there now, so that's what you're seeing in the water. Here's Cameron.
And now, your Storm Shield forecast with NBC 26 Chief Meteorologist Cameron Moreland.
With highs in the mid to upper 90s this afternoon, it was the second hottest day of the year, but that's just half the story. You also have to factor in the humidity, and when you factor in the humidity, it felt much, much hotter. Here's a look at how hot it felt this afternoon. 109 in Green Bay, 109 in Oshkosh. It felt like 108 degrees in Shawano, and we can expect a repeat performance tomorrow. Here's a look at your 7-day temperature trend. Highs tomorrow, once again, in the mid to upper 90s. It looks like 80s to around 90 on Sunday, and then upper 80s to lower 90s on Monday, followed by some more 90s for Tuesday, the 4th of July, and Thursday. Right now, we are still in the 80s. In fact, right now at 10:14, it is 87 degrees in Shawano. We've got 85 in both Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. In Appleton, it is 84. And in Green Bay, with clear skies, the temperature is a stifling 85. The dew point is 75. So it is a warm and muggy night. When you combine the heat with the humidity, it still feels like the 90s out there tonight away from Lake Michigan. Right now in Oshkosh, it feels like 94 degrees. And tomorrow, the heat index values will go back up into the 100s with temperatures in the mid to upper 90s and dew points once again in the mid to upper 70s. We will see heat index values flirting with 110 degrees. We've got a heat advisory up for most of northeast Wisconsin for tonight into tomorrow, and we're looking at a heat warning for Marquette, Green Lake, and Fond du Lac counties. We're on the northern edge of a big heat wave, which stretches from the central part of the country all the way to the east coast. High temperatures today, we're running a good 15 to 20 degrees above normal for this time of year. We had a warm front move through earlier today. We are now on the warm side of things. Now we're watching a cold front. That'll be here later on tomorrow night into Sunday, and as it moves through, it's going to give us a chance for some thunderstorms. Now, we had a big complex of severe thunderstorms roar across the UP earlier today. Tonight, more severe thunderstorms are expected across Lake Superior and Ontario. here in northeast Wisconsin, it'll be quiet. Tomorrow morning, lots of sunshine. Temperatures taking off like a rocket. We'll see sunshine throughout the day. And then tomorrow evening, as that front approaches, our chances for some showers and thunderstorms will be going up. In fact, we've got a slight risk for severe weather across a large part of the viewing area, mainly from the Fox Valley west as we head into the evening hours. And that means all types of severe weather would be possible, including damaging winds, large hail, and possibly some tornadoes. So obviously that's something we're going to have to watch as we head into tomorrow evening. There are some indications that the storms could be weakening just a bit as they head into eastern Wisconsin. Before the chance for thunderstorms tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, look for another hot day. Look at that, flirting with 100 degrees tomorrow in Wapaka. That's without the humidity. All right, tonight warm and muggy, lows in the 70s to around 80. Tomorrow hot and humid. Highs will be in the mid to upper 90s. We'll have a good chance for thunderstorms as we head into tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. My 3-degree guarantee for tomorrow is 95. If I can hit that high within 3 degrees, we will donate $100 to Ben's Wish. And we did that today. I forecast 93, and the actual high temperature was 94 degrees. On Sunday, sun and clouds, a chance for additional storms. Some could be strong to severe with locally heavy rain, 80s to around 90 depending on cloud cover. Upper 80s to around 90 on Monday, lower 90s on Tuesday, and the same goes for Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe some mid-90s thrown in there as well. Just a very slight chance for a pop-up thunderstorm. Most of those days will just be dry and hot, with temperatures running well above normal for this time of year. Just in case you're wondering what the record high was today, it was 100. So we missed that by about 5 or 6 degrees most spots. The record high tomorrow is also 100. And once again, we'll probably miss that by about 4 to 6 degrees across most of the area.
I was wondering, but we're pretty close. Not quite there.
Yeah, as far as the heat index is concerned, we blew right past that record high, right?
There. And that's what matters, because that's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, another day tomorrow. Yep. All right, Cameron, thanks so much. Well, after the break here, giving back to local food pantries, we get a live update as our Food for Neighbors food drive wraps up at Festival Foods in Bellevue. Well, thank you for watching. We appreciate you watching. We want you to be able to keep doing so. With that in mind, coming up this Sunday, if you watch us with an antenna, you'll need to rescan in order to keep getting our signal. You don't need any new equipment or services, and cable or satellite viewers don't have to do anything. But if you watch us over the air, you will need to rescan in order to keep on watching your official Packer station, NBC 26. Don't forget, preseason and Sunday night football games are coming up on the way before too long. So how do you rescan? Well, just go to your TV's menu and push Channel Scan or Auto Tune on Sunday, and you should be all set. Well, so many people here in Northeast Wisconsin are helping those in need by making donations. NBC 26's Mo Hyder was live in Bellevue at the Food for Neighbors food drive tonight. Mo.
Yeah, John, that's right. This is the Food for Neighbors food drive, and it started early, 5 o'clock in the morning. Now it is coming to an end, and plenty of people came out and made some generous donations, showing how much they care about people in their community. Now, again, this is a partnership between us at NBC 26 and Festival Foods. The donations collected will go towards the Brown County Food and Hunger Network, which also supports more than 24 local food pantries.